1200 meters. All set, and they're racing away from the 1200 meter marker. Toss the Dice is in the middle of the course. Misty Power's right there. Global Talk towards the outside. Proprietary holds rail position. Bulls just off them. Travelling Mullins, a line of 5 going to that turn. Mole Rebellia further back. Yes and Star. Platinum Coast about 3.5, 4 lengths off them. Into stride they go. The white face of Toss the Dice between them. Misty Powers right there. Got the white blinkers on. Proprietaries at the rail. Mole Rebellia. Then comes Global Talk racing 2 lengths off them. Seeking the Dream between runners Bull. In behind runners Platinum Coast. Mole Rebellia, Yes and Star. Top of the lane with just on 450 metres left to go. Misty Power the one to get to. Mole Rebellia. Toss the Dice ran into problems as they came to the 300 metre marker. Platinum Coast looks to run on, but it's Misty Power who got away from Mole Rebellia. Platinum Coast towards the outside. The favourites in big trouble here. Platinum Coast is running on at Mole Rebellia past the 200. Yes and Star's also looking to lift late on. Mole Rebellia now claimed by Platinum Coast. Yes and Star's running on strongly down the centre outside. Platinum Coast, Yes and Star. Platinum Coast is digging in deep and wanted. From in second, Yes and Star. Mole Rebellia Proprietary further back in the running, and Toss the Dice trailed in. So it's number 2, Platinum Coast, who digs in. Yes and Star looked like he was going to run by with 50 metres to go, but Platinum Coast, he really digs in the last 50. Mole Rebellia's up the inside, but it's Platinum Coast from Yes and Star late on. Platinum Coast is just keeping his head in front. Yes and Star's catching stride for stride. Here's the line, Platinum Coast by a head. In second, Yes and Star. Mole Rebellia ran third. Proprietary fourth, then came Misty Power further back in the running. Seeking the Dream, Bull. Global Talk next line. Travelling Mullins and Toss the Dice. 300 metres to go, and Toss the Dice came under pressure there. Platinum Coast runs on. Mole Rebellia. Yes and Star gets going on late, but it's going to come down to Platinum Coast looking for the post. Yes and Star staying on in the latter stages, but Platinum Coast just continues to plug away as they hit the line from Yes and Star. Number 2, Platinum Coast with his head in front from Yes and Star. 2 from 3, that's race number 9, Mole Rebellia in behind these and Proprietary. Back to the studio.
Well, just the 3 runners for Dennis Dreyer today. Had 2 first-timers in race number 1. Been a long wait for the yard, but they waited patiently for the lucky last. Number 2, Platinum Coast has come through to win, and jockey Sean Cormack teaming up with his stable here to win a gutsy race. Let's have a chat to Den. And, yeah, this horse been racing over further. Den dropping him in trip today.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a little bit sharp, but I was hoping that the Polly would counteract for that. And I said to Shawnee, listen, don't race wide. They come in from off them. Give him a confident ride. And Al, I think he gave him a great ride. To Gold Circle, Graham, the directors, Al, I think this could change the face of racing in Natal. I am most impressed. I know they were under pressure. I think we were all under pressure. And to the jocks as well. You know, I said to Sean and MJ in the first race, just give one another room. Give yourself space. Let's not go in negative, let's go in positive. This could be a revelation for Natal racing. And I think it has been. And to Max and Darren, Al, so happy for them, I really am. I must thank Gold Circle chaps again, because I said 9 or less draw, I'll accept with him. And Arvin phoned me and he said, Mr. Dry, he's coming to 11. 11. But he said, the 2 reserves are on your inside. So I left him in, and then Max phoned and said, hey, Boot, what you doing? We're 11, we're not 9. So thanks for Max. You know, he's checking up on me. Yeah. But lovely day, and yeah, I think I've said enough now.
Well done, Den, and all the best. Thank you, Dennis Dreyer. Sean Cormack's had a good day, and again, Dennis Dreyer, I think fantastic comments coming from a trainer that's been in the game for a long, long time. He's seen many changes over the years, and really nice to see him give some positive feedback about this course.
Well, he should do. It's another direction for racing, especially obviously in Natal, and I think it's just a great move. I think everybody knows, there's going to be teething problems, and obviously Gold Circle are working their hearts out to obviously correct those little issues. But at the end of the day, when you have racing like this, it gives everybody a chance, and it's nice, fair racing, and it's going to obviously alleviate some of the problems when it comes to taking pressure off the turf track. And it gives us an alternative, heavy rainfalls gives us another option, which is brilliant.
We've seen horses win from good draws, horses win from the front, coming from off the pace, and you proved it here in the last that you can negate a poor draw.
Yeah, listen, I've obviously ridden on very, very similar surfaces, if I can say the same surfaces, and it's very fair racing, very fair track. I don't think it really changes much. It gives you an alternative. It's a great surface, and listen, as I say, I think it's a very fair surface, and as you've seen today, horses have won from every part of the racetrack. They've won up the inside, middle, even outer, and they've come from front, middle, and back. So I think that just proves my point.
Well, a job well done by the jocks. Thanks for the feedback throughout the day to all the boys in the jockey room, and nice way to end it off. Well done, Sean.
Lovely. Thank you to my stable. Thanks to my boss, and obviously to Max and Darren, and to my sponsors, Highlands. But I want to thank Gold Circle. They've taken a lot of flack, and they've done a wonderful job to get where we are today. And they took the plunge of putting in a track like this, which is not a cheap exercise. And I want to obviously commend them and thank them very much.
Thanks to you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Lovely. Darren Marks is going to represent the owners. We saw you earlier on with Max. Now a double for you guys, and you're over the moon. A fantastic day for yourself and Max.
I'm over the moon. I don't think we've had a day like this before. We tried for the treble, but we've got the double. I'm taking it with two hands, and I'd like to say thanks to Gold Circle, Graham Hawkins, for putting on this track. I'm very, very happy, and thanks to Dennis. I'd like to just thank the owners that are actually unfortunately not here. That's Dr. M.K. Naidu, Keshan, and Sudarshan. I chose this horse for them, and it's their first horse with us at Dry Stable. So I'm sad they're not here, but he's won well. Well done to Shawnee, my partner Max. So
The drop-in trip didn't concern you?
it did at first, but when Mr. Dry says put your head down,
So-
you can be confident.
Well, Darren, really a nice way to end off the day, and well done to yourself, Max, and all the other partners. Enjoy it.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Lovely. Darren Marks. Now, before we close, we got Graham Hawkins here to put a lid on it, on what has really been an historical day in KZN, a new chapter. We mentioned earlier on a time to embrace change. And Graham, the most important thing that I got of the entire day, the track was under test today, but it's just the comments that we got overall, it seems to come through with flying colors.
Yes, we are immensely pleased. Obviously, I think one word to describe it today, I realize, of course, it's early days, but the track ran fair. As you said earlier, they won from the front, they won on the inside, they won on the outside, they won from behind. The penultimate race, the last three horses into the stretch were the first three home, and yet the race prior to that, we saw the front runners stay on and win. So that's what racing is about. I think it's a thinking man's track, and obviously the jockeys will learn to ride the track. They will obviously get to know the track a lot better as time goes by. But change we need to embrace, and I was very pleased to hear Dennis's remarks that this could be a revelation for KwaZulu-Natal. Our thanks obviously go out to Martin Collins and his team. They were in attendance today, the Polytrack team, the guys that work here at Greyville. It's been a lot of pressure. And it will take the pressure also off the turf track in time to come. So we're very pleased with the first day's racing here. We do realize, of course, that it's going to be a learning curve for a while, to get the optimum regime for maintenance and to ensure that the track is running as you would want a racetrack to run. It's the start of a learning curve, but from our point of view, it's been a cracking good start.
Graham, work in progress now on Friday. When we run the post merchants obviously on the turf, but we got the rest of the races on the poly. So, close by having these race meetings, all goes well.
Yes, well, obviously we've got to try and, Clarewood and Scottsville, the turf tracks have been under pressure because the Greyville turf track has been under pressure, and we're obviously trying to spare those racetracks as much as possible. And with the successful introduction of the polytrack now, probably not ideal to have your second meeting within 48 hours, but we're looking forward to it. It will be the first under the lights. We've got a sellout in most of the facilities. It's a great evening, and thanks again to the team from the Post. The Post Merchants, as you said, will be on the turf. It's the only one of the races that will be on the turf. We again had to split one of the polytrack races, so we got an extra race on the evening. And I think the racing action starts quite early at about 4:20 in the afternoon. So we're looking forward to that. And yes, just a word from myself and the staff and obviously the board of directors of Gold Circle to all of the jockeys who rode today. Well done, chaps. Thanks very much for being positive. To the trainers, the owners who have so readily entered their horses and declared them to race, because we had solid acceptances for both today's race meeting and again for Friday night. Thanks very much. We look forward to the future, and I think in time to come we'll see the value of this track.
Appreciate the feedback, Graham.
Thank you very much, Dees.
Lovely. Graham Hawkins there putting a lid on it on our first race meeting on the polytrack here in KZN. If you caught the quartet in the lucky last, the numbers you'll need: 2, 3, 8, and 9. And that's a wrap of our race meeting at Greyville. For Sheldon Peters upstairs, Paul Lafferty, who we co-presented with throughout the day, of course, Raymond Rogers and his team, Zane, the hardest working cameraman on course, and myself, Dees Dianan. Until we meet again, which will be on Friday night, night racing at the Big G, Grade 2 Post Merchants. Take care. Salani Gashle.